Pumpcast fans, it's Nikki finally back to you, and I have my app angel and favorite coworker, Rebecca.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
We are so excited to have her here with us today, and we're going to be in celebration of National Breastfeeding Month, talking about how to support your employer, or how to have a supportive employer, and how to have your coworkers be supportive of you. And we just want to hear from you and share a little bit more about how we've been supported by our employers, just to help you advocate for yourself in the workplace, which is super important. So we're coming to you live from our Burlington, Vermont headquarters. This is our bi-weekly Pumpcast. Today we're going to be talking about what working breastfeeding mamas need. And we are dedicating this to our coworkers in the past who've been very supportive to us in the workplace when we were pumping mamas. So you know who you are out there. Big shout out to Jamal, GV, and all of our friends that supported us in the workplace. So what we're going to talk about, and I'm going to ask Rebecca some questions, like what have been your challenges going back to work as a breastfeeding mom?
Well, I'm just going to say that my kids are older. They're 12 and 14. Mm-hmm. So back in the day when I had my babies, a long time ago, I was working in male-dominated fields. One was snowboarding, and one was tech. And so it was a big sausage fest for both. So it was just, nobody thought about breastfeeding or babies, or you just didn't talk about that. At the snowboarding company, my first kid, I pumped in the bathroom, and it was so nasty. People are knocking to get in, and there was only one bathroom, so it was really gross. Another time, I got to pump in a conference room, which again...
Nice. I'm just kidding.
It's a little nerve-wracking because people want to, have conference calls in there, or meetings.
The nerve.
Yeah, and just like who's going to bust in and walk in on this site that's not attractive, and that's kind of stressful, and it impinges your milk supply.
Totally.
So I didn't have great
support when you were.
No, I didn't. I mean, my coworkers did make a sign that said milking in progress, and
Mine
moose.
too. Mine too. There was a cow pumping. I think Michelle Ingram made that for me.
Yeah. So they were sweet, but I was clueless. I didn't know what to do or what to ask for.
Can we just tell the story really quick about you starting at this snowboarding job and being pregnant and sleeping in your car?
My reputation.
Yeah, your reputation. Tell the crew
I
that
started working for the snowboarding company, and the first month I started, I got pregnant. And so I didn't know a lot of these cool kids, and what they thought of me was, I didn't tell anyone I was pregnant at first, but they saw me sleeping in my car at noontime, and they thought that I was such a rager that they're like, "Whoa, who is this? I gotta get to know her."
Girl, she's fun. Nope,
you were pregnant.
You were throwing up and taking a nap in the
Exactly.
car, and I'm surprised you weren't pumping in the car because they didn't have accommodations. So, any of you mamas out there that haven't had a supportive workplace, share with us your story and let us know, like, what have your challenges been? Is it about telling people that you're pregnant? I think I had a pretty funny story where one of my former colleagues, you know who you are, Charles Holmes, tried to out me in front of my entire team super early, which was not supportive in the workplace. But is it, advocating for a lactation space? Is it, like, what do you do when you find yourself in a restroom or a conference room and you don't feel comfortable enough advocating? First of all, definitely come to us, come to mamava.com. We can give you great tools in order to go in and say, here's the law and the legislation, and can you support me better so that I can maximize my milk production and make food for my baby? Because I think the CDC just came out with a report that was published yesterday, and 25, I need to get this right, hang on, this is so amazing, this is a good stat, and I can't even read,
here.
So, okay, perfect, 25.1 million working mothers in the U.S. labor force. Okay, let's let that sink in. In the 1950s, there was probably no women that were in the labor force. Times have changed, 25.1 women going back to work. What are we going to do to support them?
Yeah, it's
not conference room or...
Yeah, what's crazy is the other part of that is that more than half of all mothers with infants work outside the home. So breastfeeding is often a privilege because you're with your baby. Bravo, because you made it work financially, or but oftentimes, more than half the women, are out in the workforce and away from their baby. This is the new normal. Yeah. So why is it still such a pain in the butt to get places to pump? Like it's insane.
Well, it's still a problem. That's what you're highlighting. Like, it was a problem for you 10 to 12 years ago, and it's a problem now. Heather Mundus, she just said, I had to pump in both a bathroom and a conference room, and that's in the past 2 years.
Things have not changed,
girl. Not changed.
No, it's bad.
It's definitely a problem. So let's ask some other questions of our fans here about what happens when you have a supportive workplace that makes your life easier.
Right. I mean, like, what I would dream is when I came back from maternity leave, like a walkway made of rose petals.
Oh.
And just
no problem.
I mean, like, I think that this goes into the point of, like, there's policy and then there's culture.
Totally.
So if your workplace does not have a policy, not a problem. It's getting the support and educating your coworkers, because nobody's thinking about this. So that's why you need to think about it for you and your baby. So you hit that year mark, which the pediatricians recommend, and the CDC talks about this cliff. Yep. If I can get a little more statty, that 4 out of 5 new mamas start out breastfeeding, which is fantastic. Like that's a great number. But after 3 months, when a lot of people maternity leave is done, paid or not, some people don't have that at all. Only 50% of women are still breastfeeding after 3 months.
Yeah,
that's when they go back to work, and then when they go back to work at 6 months, then only 25%, because they're like, oh hell, what did I get myself into? I'm not supported. This is a pain in the ass to pump. It sucks.
Right. Or you have your I had my CEO banging on my office door, being like, have her come down and see me when she's finished. Like, oh, that's gonna help me make a bunch of milk. Like, no problem. So tell us, mamas, in order to win a chance for a Mamava onesie, this is our little friend Blue Bear here. Is that his name?
Close. Yeah.
Okay. That we are giving away a Mamava onesie. So comment and share with us your kind of worst work pumping nightmares, or if you had a really supportive employer, what are some good tips and tricks? I know in my last job, also male-dominated industry, we worked together. I had a really supportive boss who let me. I think I left my suit coat in the bathroom at ORD, and he held my pump while I ran back to get my son, almost crying, being like, I can't miss the flight because then I need to get home to my baby. Yeah. And so having supportive employees and coworkers that can help you when you're traveling, they can help you in the workplace, they can say, you know what, you need the time and the space to make this happen. That is a game changer. Having somebody that's banging on your office door or the bathroom to get into the space is not. No. Here at Mamava, obviously, we have a really supportive culture around breastfeeding, and what's been so great, because we have that, it's the priority for the day. If no meetings will be scheduled around it, you need to leave a meeting early to go pump, you do that. And so obviously creating, like you said, that culture is so important. Yeah. I remember one time you looked at me and were like, you're leaking, get out.
Beat it. And I know, and it's hard because you feel like, am I missing out? When I'm going and pumping, am I missing out on this important meeting? Am I not showing that I'm contributing and being valuable? Which it goes against for more stress. So I would recommend that people train their coworkers and their office by saying, when I come back from maternity leave, I'm going to need this space, and book that space in your calendars, and people can't book over it. And respect them and go, look, the reasons why you can't is because I'll get mastitis.
Yeah.
And you don't want
me to have
a
fever?
Right.
No.
Exactly. And
you don't.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, so train. The other thing too is that if you more women who in the workplace are supported by other women who kind of get that, that's super helpful to help get to a year. But even if you don't have someone that's ever breastfed before, like somebody clueless that is your work buddy, clue them in and say, I need you to help me and be my advocate, and say, no, don't start this meeting, she'll be right here, or no, you can't schedule that, because it can be exhausting to be talking about your needs all the time and making yourself like, I'm not. And
most women don't want to do that.
Right.
They want to be pleasantly surprised with rose petals on the way back into the office.
Is that too much?
Is that too much to ask? I mean, for Annie Odie, like, not to pat myself on the back or anything, but I decorated her pod with all pictures of her baby, and do something like that for your employees, and just say, like, we got you, and we know this is hard, and we're here to support you. And I think we've had some cool coworkers in the past that have done that for us. We forgot to mention that we are doing an amazing giveaway today. We're going to do a little bit of modeling for you guys of this really cool gear. Do you want to talk about Matera?
Oh my gosh, I am loving this dress.
All right, let's just demo this.
So this dress goes, it goes from maternity, because you can wear it when you're pregnant, and it goes from then breastfeeding. It's got these 2 zippers here, and I'm well endowed, and you can bring the whole thing out. You can just do a little side nip, but I mean, it's you can be discreet or as in your face as you need to be, or whatever the baby is doing.
Think about this for weddings, you guys.
God,
I went to a wedding 4 weeks postpartum last year, and I went to my car every time and whipped off my entire dress. Didn't care if anybody walked by me and my bra. But still, how easy is that to just do at the table?
Yeah,
or pump if you have a meeting. Totally. Right. Mine is a really cute jumpsuit, like really easy access.
Whip it out.
Whip it out if you need to. And didn't you say that goes all the way through menopause?
Yeah, it goes from maternity to menopause, because I'm in menopause. I'm not having any more kids, but I am loving this dress.
And let's talk about, Rebecca spilled soda on it earlier. She's been like super into wearing it all day. And
just to demo.
Yeah, and by soda, I don't mean like actual soda.
I mean wine.
Yeah, wine. Alcohol.
And you can't even see it.
And you can't even see it. So that's really good. So we're going to give away a $100 Matera gift card. Thank you to Matera for being a partner. We'll announce the winner at the end of our Pumpcast, which is contest. Cool. So all moms need different types of support when they come back into the workplace. They need it from their partners, their families, their friends. They need it really from their bosses, co-workers, society. That's what Mama Buzz here. We're on the mission of transforming the culture of breastfeeding to make it accessible for every mom, regardless of her circumstances. So I don't know. Tell me what else you would suggest, to our family here of Pumpcast fans. Like, how else would you advocate for yourself? I know, like you said, it can be exhausting, but how do you help your coworkers understand and your workplace understand that you need a dedicated space?
That's a tough one. I think a lot of it has to do with, depending on what the culture is, or what's going to get to your boss, or what's going to get to HR. Is it like, well, you guys aren't compliant, are they scared of that? Or are they more concerned about retaining you? Like, look, or are they concerned about, like, look, I'm going to have less sick days for me and the baby. If I need a place, or, because if I'm in a server room, which I was at our old company, which, is fine, but it's not relaxing, finding a space that's just for me makes me feel valuable, makes me feel needed, because you're torn, because you just had a baby.
It's hard enough to leave your baby.
And to feel like you're supported at work goes so far for that retention rate. So find out what the angle is and what's going to work for your company. Is it the bottom line? Is it retention? Is it legally? That sort of thing.
Well, that's the thing is that really kind of crushes me. And Rachel on our Pumpcast here, she brings it up, like, when I made the comment about in the 1950s there were less women in the workforce, she makes a really good point about the privilege, and that it is a privilege to be able to stay home, and thinking of the majority of the United States, because our maternity and parental leave policy is so horrific.
Yep.
That most women are going back to 2 weeks, 6 weeks
You're
postpartum.
still bleeding. You're still wearing those mesh underpants.
It is not okay that people are going back to work.
Not. Like,
so
I see you TSA worker. You know, like, where are you pumping?
Yes,
like,
or
I see
the
you shuttle bus
MTA driver.
Yes.
I know, it's just like, what is happening across the U.S. is that this progressive legislation is happening at the state and local level because our federal policies are not enough to support us. And so if you need to know what your state does, come to mamava.com. We'll help you guys figure it out. We're happy to help give you some guidelines and suggestions as how do you roll something like this up to your employer if you're a worker in the field and headquarters is all the way across the country. Like, how do we help you guys equip yourself with the right tools and resources, and how do you feel comfortable doing that? That's what's kind of crushing to me. Like, and again, what's important about Mamava and our mission is to make it a breastfeeding is a right and not a privilege, and it feels really important that we're supporting the whole workforce out there with our products and what we do. And
speaking of product, let me just shout out about the app.
Our
Mamava app is a free app to download, and that's super helpful when you're on the go with or without your baby. It shows all the Mamavas throughout the U.S. and other spaces where you can pump or nurse that are not Mamavas. So there's about 2,500 locations there. So when you land in a place or you're unsure or your baby's crying in the back seat, you're like, what am I going to do? Or you're dashing through Amtrak stations, you can find a place to pump that is never a bathroom. Because family bathroom is just a bigger space to poop, so you don't want to be doing that.
That's right. Ashley Ritter Frosh says, I'm pumping for the first time back at work today. We see you, Ashley. Good luck, girl. You got this. We are here to support you. Holly asks us, are the clothes we wearing about helping working mamas? No, they're not. I mean, they could be helpful to working mamas. She wears scrubs every day. Power to you, Holly. We know moms in the healthcare field need to be more supported. We're doing everything we can to put our Mamava suites into more healthcare systems across the country. And even if you can wear this in the workplace, it's a cool giveaway that we're going to do today.
I'm wearing it at work now.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not breastfeeding, but I would.
If you were pumping.
Yeah,
totally.
I mean, well, I think
you don't have to take off your whole dress.
Yeah, it's about easy access because,
you
know, like back in the day when I was pumping, they're just, you know, like, are you taking off all the layers that you're wearing, or like, how do you, so it's just, I think it's just easier to do that.
All right, we are coming to a close here, and we wanted to be able to give a Mamava onesie away from our little blue bear here. The winner today is Holly Novak. Yay! DM us for your information so that we can send you along a Mamava onesie. And we are really excited to announce our winner of the Instagram contest from Matera. Drum roll, please.
Boob roll.
We've got our lactivist, Pearl D. So your handle is Pearl_D. Congratulations, Pearl.
Nice
We're so
work.
psyched.
You're gonna love it.
These are amazing, by the way. You're gonna love this for your next work event, or it's beautiful stuff.
Frolicking around at home.
Frolicking around in the fields with rose petals.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining Nikki and Rebecca today from Mamava. We're so happy to have you here. We hope you guys have a great day. Ta-tas for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, boy.